Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here a few statements coming from Zelensky, the still in charge of Ukraine, we are told. And his statements are desperate, I think. Not only desperate, I would say criminal at times, and they show you what kind of tyrant that individual is. Now, if you don't think that some of his statements, could imply that he's a tyrant or a dictator, then I would like someone in your country to make the same statements addressed to you. And I guarantee you will feel that that person is a tyrant. Let's start with the first statement coming from Zelensky, which is from a conversation Zelensky had over the phone with Trump. And that was 2 days ago. Zelensky treats Trump as a child, as a baboon. Let me show you. Here, this is Ukrainska Pravda, Friday the 14th of February 2025. Zelensky: I told Trump that Putin is a liar. Now I would show you here in this article, Zelensky will tell Trump why Putin will negotiate with Trump. Remember, this is a conversation between adults, not children. So the first one is, I told Trump that Putin is a liar, and you're not. Okay. So Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said he does not believe in the alleged willingness of Kremlin leader Vladimir Putin to make peace, and that he told President Trump this during his conversation on February, because Trump is an idiot. He doesn't have his intelligence services to provide him with intelligence, right? All right, this is what he says. Zelensky pointed out that there are no risks for Trump in talking to Putin because he's stronger than Putin. Do you hear that? But he said, I think there are risks for the whole world. Let me break the news for that imbecile who wants to get Europe in a war, and that's Zelensky with his clique. Putin has nuclear weapons, Trump has nuclear weapons, so that's an equality right there. So what do you mean there's no risks? But it's not no risk for Trump, but it's risk for the whole world. Isn't United States of America part of the whole world? So if it's for the whole world, that includes United States of America, which is part of the whole world. So this is ABC 1, 2, 3. He talks either like a child to a child. I don't understand this. It's like I tell you, man, in your family, if someone attacks your family, you're going to be in trouble. The family will be in trouble, but you will not be in trouble. Aren't you part of the same household? So you're part of the whole household. What do you mean the whole world? You're stronger. And that's another one that this guy tells Trump. Right here. Because we have much more risk than a risk for the United States. With all respect for all of us, with all the big guys, you're out. And let me tell you how this guy is talking to Trump. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, where is it? And here in this article from Newsweek, Zelensky reveals what he told Trump about Vladimir Putin. And somewhere down here, this is what this baboon tells him, right here. So first, I said to him, Putin is a liar. Okay, all right, that's the one. And the other one, Zelensky also said that while he believes Trump is stronger than Putin. What? So it's about, are you stronger? You're going to kick him in the ass? Or what's going on here? This is childish, nevertheless. So I don't trust him because he's a liar, and you can pressure him because you're stronger than Putin. So go and beat him up. How are you stronger than Putin? What meow meow are you here? How are you stronger than Putin? But anyway, let's move to the next article. Zelensky: I'm ready to discuss elections, but Ukrainians don't want that. Now you tell me, if you're president, let's say, whatever country you are, and you have democracy as the way of leadership, you get your elected officials as being your representatives. Let's say your leader says, you know what, I'm ready to discuss, not to hold elections, to discuss. Well, you want to go behind me, meow meow, go behind me. I'm ready to discuss elections, but you don't want it. Why don't you let me decide that? So here you have this tyrant. Zelensky has said that he is open to discussing elections in Ukraine. He's nothing to discuss. You have to hold them, and that's the end of the line. but this is not something that Ukrainians want due to the concerns that lifting martial law could weaken the country's defense. This is what the tyrants are doing. They infringe your rights and liberties to protect you from a boogeyman that they point. You can say, well, I mean, Russia is not a boogeyman. Russia is right there, you know what I mean? I have to remind you that there were countries that held elections during the Second World War. Go and check them out. And they are in the Western world. So, and they were fighting the most evil guy in the world. All right, this is just a pretext just to stay in power. They will try everything. Next one. Russia must withdraw its troops to February 2022 line, Zelensky says. This guy is a dreamer. I don't know. Again, like, what's his name? John Lennon's Imagine. You may say I'm a dreamer, and you are the only one. Yes, Zelensky. You are the only one, Zelensky. Yeah, Russia must withdraw to the 2022 line. It doesn't work that way. What if Russia will apply the same rule as Israel applies? Remember, Israel is, according to United Nations Resolution 242, is supposed to give up the lands it occupies, has been occupying for some time. I think from 1967, 69, 67, I think 67, the 7-day war or something like this. It was 1967 or something like that. So it occupied the Golan Heights and others. Are they back? No, that's a resolution. It's a international law that these guys have been not violating since what, 40 years ago or so, or more. Nevertheless, so why the Russians? Do you think the Russians are in this war to go back? Because my bad. This is what the Ukrainians, Zelensky, we're gonna try to hang you right now, like we did to, like they did to what's his name, Gaddafi. And we try. You got a bloody nose, and say, oh, stop, no. Nice try. You know what? Let's go back to being friends. No, things change, my boy. I'm gonna pick you up now. You tried to hang me, and you want now to just go back to where we were? Nice try. No. It doesn't work that way. All right, this is Baboon. So he said that Russia must withdraw its troops from Ukrainian territory to a position held before the full-scale invasion of 24th February 2022. No, well, first, you are in no position to negotiate, let alone impose, let alone state your goals or you're not even invited at the table. You are toast. You're yesterday's news. But still, these guys are promoting him. Next one. Let me show you how this guy still wants to get the Europeans fighting the Europeans, which is the European Union, and the Americans fighting the Russians. Again, the same Baboon. Ukraine form. Zelensky calls for creation of armed forces of Europe. Why do you think so? At one point, to create a situation, an incident to fight Russia. So the Europeans will have the Third World War, and they are going to, again, lay on top. Ukrainian, because he is. He said he's convinced that now is the time to create the United Armed Forces of Europe. Remember, you, my friends, maybe except, I would suspect, that's a gut feeling, maybe just a few of you knew anything about Ukraine, let's say in 2020. In 2020, I don't know if you knew anything about Ukraine. I don't want to insult you, but aside from the Russians and the Poles and people involved over there, or people who have interest, and want to know, otherwise the society did not even know what Ukraine was. And all of a sudden, Ukraine is the one who wants to form, is like the tip of the spear, right? Trying to create armed forces of Ukraine. Before this garbage that happened over there, many people in the West did not even consider Ukraine a European country. Somewhere in the eastern steppes of Russia, over there, Eastern Europe, something like that. You don't believe me? I know how we, Romanians, were treated. And Romania is in the European Union. Romania is a NATO country. No, still second class, some Europeans. Who said that? The people who showed up after we were over there. But hey, that's another one. So again, he wants armed forces, and they want about 1 million people ready to fight the Russians. They want to get us fight our relatives. Next one. Imagine your leader, your elected official supposedly, will tell you hey, you know what? Change your citizenship if you don't like, or you criticize me. So that means, let's say United States of America. I'm here and I say, you know what? This government does a bad policy in the Middle East. And Trump should say, you know what? You don't like Emil? Change your citizenship. No, it doesn't work that way. You got to go. You got to go. I can criticize how much I want if the criticism is productive. I'm criticizing not to just say that you're an imbecile. I will tell you why you are an imbecile, and I will tell you the solutions not to be an imbecile. Now, if you choose to be an imbecile, you don't tell me, Emil, change your citizenship. Why don't you fucking go yourself? How about that one? So again, this is your leader. So Zelensky, obviously this comes from Russia Today, so keep that in mind. But let's see the direct quote from this guy, Ukrainian leader, because he's Ukrainian, as I am Zimbabwean. Zelensky has brushed aside domestic critics who want elections, telling them to, quote-unquote, go choose another citizenship, and reiterating that voting will remain suspended until the conflict with Russia is over. Speaking at the Munich security conference on Saturday, Zelensky claimed that he was ready to talk about elections, but Ukrainians don't want this. He knows that. It reads minds. And I'm quoting this imbecile. My main priority is survival of the country. Well, without you, how about you go to Israel? How about you go to London or to New York? Bye-bye, see you never. So he is your defender, he emphasized, and adding that, and I'm quoting, we're not talking about me. Yes, you are, obviously, but the future of our country. Like what? Ukraine is your country? Beat it. He suggested that pursuing the electoral process under the current circumstances would undermine national unity. Well, maybe you create the problem to keep these guys together. So remember, Goering, I mentioned that in that book that I have over there with Robert F. Kennedy, Crimes Against Nature. And over there it's a quote from Goering, Hermann Goering, the bad guy, one of the bad guys who fucked these guys up in Nuremberg trials, if you remember. They want to hang him, but he did something before they did. He sold his watch to the guard. Not the Breitling, but they sold something else. Anyway, a good watch, golden watch. So, better, huh? I don't think so. But here we go. He said, Goering, democracy or no democracy, communism or tyranny, whatever you want to call it, it works the same way all the time. You have a problem as a ruler, you create a problem. You say, oh, we've been attacked, my friends, and I will protect you. And then you go after the people who don't want to stay united because they will fight, they will be on the other side. So if you try to make peace, or no, you're not a unifier, and you are with the enemy. That works over and over again. So again, this guy says the same thing. The Ukrainians don't want it, and I'm right here to help everybody else. And I'm quoting, if someone doesn't like the way things are, they can choose another citizenship. This is the way it is. It's like, for instance, you go to I don't even know how. I've been told this, just so you know, as a immigrant in the United States of America, I've been told by some Americans, why don't you go back where you came from? And I said, no, because you fucked up this country, I'm going to make it not great again, but fantastic, I said. I'm here to help. And by the way, what did you do to these natives? Not Native Americans, there are Indians. I'm talking about the natives born here and so on. I said, what did you do to become a U.S. citizen? You came out of your mom's V, your pussy, and as you're American. I said, I did something to be an American because I wanted to be an American, because I believed in something. You just came of your mom's, somewhere in the trailer, somewhere, whatever, in the back of a car. He just aborted you over there on the back seat, and you're an American. And you tell me to go back? Let's talk about history. Sit down, baboon. Your history, not mine. Let's talk about your history. I know more than you fucking know about this. And many more. I've been told that. But hey, you speak with people who obviously want just to insult you and hurt you. But that's from these guys. You imagine that a leader tells you, you don't like my policies? Move to Canada. Is that the way it works? I mean, he can say that, but... Alright, this is Zelensky. The latest statements from him. He's a tyrant. And I think he's not going to end well. If he continues this way, his backers, his sponsors will order his bodyguards to, deliver him somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be London or New York, or he's going to be, I don't know. That's not for me to read the future. I can only assess or have gut feelings. I think my gut feelings is going to not end well with all his if he continues not to follow orders, which I suspect he's following the right orders. He knows he's just a clown. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.